Welcome everyone to another War of the Visions video. Over the last few days, I've made multiple attempts to entice the Warrior of Light to join Calum, but unfortunately he took one look at the crew and said no thanks, and I haven't seen him since. But despite that, I still have a ton of vision cards, some new stuff, just a bunch of azure orbs, plus 17 rainbow fragments burning a hole in my pocket. And then we have 2 more on their way when the monthly shops reset. So the plan for today's video is to go over my account and kind of deal with the fallout of not pulling WoL and share with you how I plan on building my team going forward. Okay, so let's take a look at the different things I can now do that I know that I'm not going to be pulling anymore for WoL. So the first thing is these whimsy shops, not going to be a huge deal for me, which means I can do a lot of multiplayer. I don't have to worry about popping shops and getting shards. In the Mog shop, I'm going to be able to spend my event medals on things that are not Warrior of Light shards. So that means I can buy up these different spheres. I can buy some awakening material, although I'm feeling pretty good on that. And then also I can buy stuff like the burst pots, which I'm definitely doing. And then the main thing in this shop is all the Armor of Light stuff. The crafting, the recipes have been really hard to come by for me. I've almost got, I think I've got like 4 the whole time I've been farming, which has been insane. So I'm definitely going to need to buy some at some point unless farming starts to pay off. But the other thing I'll be buying are these gill snappers. Now with the summon medals, I don't need to buy Warrior of Light shards, so we can go ahead and we will buy 50 Death Machine shards, and that will allow us to then raise him to the 3rd awakening. And then I have 300 left, but there's really not that much in here, so I'll probably spend that on growth eggs in a bit. Okay, so besides the summon tokens and all of that, I can also just kind of focus on having fun with these 10 times summons every day, just hoping for some dupes, which will be really good for my account, especially at this point some Dario dupes, because I need to build him as my tank. As for my Visior that I do have left over, I can now spend that on other things. For example, our featured shop with our Medina shards. Well, I can buy these 40 and boom, I now have maxed my Medina, which is a very nice consolation prize for not getting WoL, if I do say so myself. So we can go ahead and I can max limit break her now, and there's going to be some other stuff that I can do in regards to unit development. So first things first, let's go ahead and get that TMR. So this is a TMR that I definitely slept on. I'm very excited to get, and this is going to open up my hard quests as well. So now I'm going to be able to do some Dario hard quests. I'll be doing Dario ×3 every day, Lilith ×3, Mastery ×2, and Ayaka ×2, and kind of work on that for now. So besides getting that TMR, we're going to go ahead and go over to Mastery, and Mastery is someone I've wanted to build for a very long time, and I've been holding off because of the amount of light units in this game, and also the potential of pulling any new unit. You want to save your rainbow fragments, but at this point it's time. I can finally get her up to the Awakening 6, and that's very exciting because I'll be able to work with her full kit now and unlock some new abilities that I've wanted to work on for a while. So we can grab this Esunaga. That's this is kind of a double ability in a way, but there's still some really cool stats here that we can unlock as well. Some more magic, initial AP, always solid. And the other thing is being able to get her just up to 89 for the different PvP modes, so our guild battle and our arena battle as well. So this one I'm thinking about holding off on because I heard that can mess up her her AI. So we'll leave that for now, and I'll go look into that. But this is a super exciting moment for me because I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and you can bet there'll be some Mashery videos in the future. I'll be trying her out in PvP. Probably not guild battle because I just don't think she's ready for that yet, but this is super exciting. Okay, so moving on, we've got our 2 MRs that I'm very excited to build, one of them being Lilith. Now, with Lilith, I'm at LB2, and I'm going to get to LB3 soon because of this double hard quest shenanigans. But we're not going to awaken her very far, so the biggest thing with these MRs is that I'm going to awaken them to get their 3rd job. So with her, there's Rainbow Fragment down, and I can now start leveling up her Ranger job, which is one of the coolest things about her, is that she has this Ranger job. Now I could keep on raising her here, and the thing is I just don't need to yet. There's some levels to gain. I've got kind of a leveling process that I'm putting her through, and she's not LB3 yet. As soon as she's LB3, I'll max awaken her, and she'll be able to get to level 79, and that's going to be where I can start testing her out in arena and having fun with that. I won't be able to bring her to guild battle yet because she won't have a she won't be able to have a trust master, but I will be able to start experimenting with her. But if I don't need that awaken 6 today, then I'm not going to awaken 6 her today. And it's important to kind of hold off when you can, because otherwise, you could be presented with another option and then not have the resources for it. For example, we have a lot of free pulls right now. You never know what's going to fall into your lap, and then all of a sudden you wish you had the stuff that you spent yesterday. So same thing with Dario here. He's even further behind. I need to get him to LB3 again, just to get him up to that. There's that point where I think that at 79 units are viable, but they're missing just a little bit of stats and a little bit of that Trustmaster potency that they don't have. Keeps them from the highest level of player v player, but until he gets to LB3, I will be just unlocking his job here, and then boom, we've got Paladin, and I can go ahead and start working on that. So this is important that I can start working on the jobs right now, because those take farming, those I can mix in throughout the day whenever I'm doing stuff, and I can start working on all 3 of his jobs and his ability board. But in terms of maxing him for the awakening, even though I could do it with my resources, I'm not going to, and that waiting is just going to keep my options open. Okay, so finally, or not finally, we've got a few more things to look at before this video is over. I'm also working on an Armor of Light, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do 2 pieces or not. It really depends on how my free time and farming goes. I am on vacation now, so we should expect some more content coming in the future. But what I want to do is I want to build some barrier pieces, because I just don't have a magic resist piece. So I'm going to build 1 to 2 barrier pieces for my party, and we'll see what the pluses are. Maybe I can do a +3 and a +4, or maybe I should be going for a +5. It also depends on the raid, because the raid, once you got to a certain point, gave you a +4, and that really opens up the avenues for what you can build, but we just don't know what we're going to get yet for the raid, or if we're going to get the raid. So we are going to leave, I am going to leave my options open for the Armor of Light, but that is something that's a priority for me. The event gear is just too good an opportunity in this game not to work on. It's, even if it's something that you already have, maybe you can get a second copy, and it's obviously very good for new players because all the ingredients is all in the same place, and that was kind of what happened in FFT with the Nagnarok. Okay, for Espers, we've got the Death Machine that I am working on now, very slowly getting him up. He will be one of my main focuses for the next while, and I will be putting him on Dario, because he's actually going to give Dario 10% ice resistance, which is going to help to cancel out Dario's innate weakness to ice. But there is a multiplier that you can't get rid of, where if there's a unit attacking another element that they're strong against, there's always going to be a multiplier there, even if the resistances are 0. there's still going to be a little bit of extra damage, but we can start to mitigate that with Dario by giving him the Death Machine, and that's also going to help him by giving him some defense, and then also some missile resist, which he already has naturally. So what we're looking at here is a tank that's going to be incredibly good against magic users and also against gunners, which is very exciting. Okay, so comparing Death Machine to what I had before, I mean, there really isn't a comparison. So in terms of tanking, I was using Iron Giant because he has some good stats. He's got some okay HP stats, and he has also some slash resist. And again, he's also got some slash attack up, which makes him a really good Esper for a lot of units, because a lot of your units are going to be slashing, and because so many units are slashing, you want slash resist up. So he kind of was my pseudo tank Esper, but he doesn't actually have any built-in defense besides the resist that he gives, unlike Death Machine that will actually give you defense percentage up. So that's going to be a huge upgrade for me on the Esper front. Okay, now finally, we're going to take a look at the vision cards. So we've got Death Machine here, and I'm going to be able to awaken him to the 3 stars, which is very exciting. And now I'm not going to enhance him for a while because, my goodness, it costs a lot of gold to be able to do that. But this is kind of exciting because it's going to be a well-statted card. It's the Pierce attack resist is going to be good. I actually think that I might put this on Dario as well when he's a Spellblade tank, because he'll have Taunting Blade for the self-taunt, and one of his weaknesses is actually Pierce resistance, so that will go a ways to dealing with that. And then he will have area attack resist, and you know in how many PvP maps units like to stack together, so enemies might be using some area attack abilities. So I hope that that's going to work out. The other card that I was really excited to get was this Trousseau, or however you say it, card, because it gives you this magic attack up, and I think that this is going to be a really cool card because it stacks in a way with our Ramu card, which gives magic stat up 20%. So if you have magic attack up and you have your magic stat up, now all of a sudden you can build a party, in my case with Ramza, who's a Spellblade, Mashery is a mage, Medina, you can now with Dario, who's going to be a tank that scales his damage with his magic stat. There's going to be so many possibilities for me to build some kind of more offensive teams. So maybe there's a situation where I can do Ramu and my Trousseau, and then the third card is something like Iron Giant, in order to give my party some slash resist, and then slash attack up on Ramza, or maybe I'm putting in instead something like Odin, so that I just have the single target attack and the multi-target attack just all in one, and can get some more DPS, and rely a little bit less on a tankier setup. So I'm pretty excited to mess around with that, because as of right now there's lots of units that are weak to magic, and sure, we're going to get a magic meta apparently at some point here, but I'm just saying maybe I'm going to be part of it. Okay, so that's going to be all for this video, but I just kind of wanted to catch you up on my plans. The future content coming out, I'm going to be doing some news stuff. I'll be doing some reviews of some units that I've been playing, and then whatever I'm experimenting with, I'll be sharing as well. So as soon as I do get Lilith and Dario and Nashri to places where I like them, then you will be hearing about that for sure. So until then, again, we'll catch up in the comments, and we'll talk soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can show your support with a like and subscribe, and by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/MassidiaGaming. Until next time, keep it real, Massidians.